In Algebra 2, section 4.5, we're dealing with what is called determinants. Now, we're going to find what determinants are, but you're not going to really know why you need determinants until the next section. But right now I'm going to show you how to find a determinant. And a determinant is basically a number that is represented by your matrix. So it's very easy to do it for a 2 by 2 matrix, and these have to be square matrices. Okay? What that means is it has to be the same number by the same number matrix. Okay? So, for example, this is a 2 by 2. We can do a 3 by 3. We can do a 4 by 4. So we're dealing with only square matrices here. And this is the second order, so that means it's just a 2 by 2. Okay? And basically, all we need to do is multiply the two inner numbers here. This one, A times D, so these are going to be multiplied. So 6 times 0, and I'm going to subtract it with BC. See that? Kind of like a form of cross multiplication, so -1 times 4. So 6 times 0 is 0, minus -4. Minus negative gives me positive, so 0 plus 4 gives me 4. So my determinant is 4. Go ahead and try this, page 198, number 2. It's pretty straightforward. You'll just multiply the diagonals and subtract them from each other. A 3 by 3 matrix, and don't forget to write this down and pause it, write it down, do the vocabulary. But the 3 by 3 matrix is a little more difficult. So third order. That one was the second order. So it's the smallest matrix you can deal with. The third order determinant is a little more difficult. Okay? And just like when we were dealing with point slope form and slope intercept form, there's certain ones that you're more comfortable with when we did substitution versus elimination. So I want to show you the two methods the book shows. You decide which one you're most comfortable with. This is called expansion by numbers. Minors, sorry, this is minors. So this is called expansion by minors, and the other one we're going to use is diagonals. I prefer the diagonals, but it's up to you on which one, and I'll show you how to do it. We're going to do the same one for both, and hopefully, if we do it right, we're going to get the same number. Alright? So basically what they want me to do is they want me to take ABC, this is the top, okay? And what we do is I'm going to eliminate that row and that column and then find the determinant of what's left over. So do you see? When I'm looking for the first minor is A. So I'm going to eliminate these, and the determinant I'm going to find is right here, EHFI. Do you see that? And I will do the same thing when I move on. B, okay? So I'm going to eliminate this one, and so the determinants I have is DGFI. So let me show you what that looks like. We're going to have 1. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate 1. So that means I'm going to do 1 times this left over. -1, -2, 3, and -3. And I'm going to do opposite. This is positive, so the next one is going to be a negative. Okay? This one is B, which is my 0. So it's going to be minus 0 times, I'm going to eliminate this, and I'm going to eliminate this, so it gives me 2, 3, 4, -3. Right? So this was negative, so now I have to choose positive. Okay? And this is here, so it's plus -1, and I'm going to eliminate this and eliminate this, so I have 2, -1, 4, and -2 left. Right? From here, then I'm going to use the second order determinant. So once I get this, then I do second order, which if you did your example problem, you should be able to, you should understand. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply the outside number by the determinant. So this would be -1 times -3, okay? And then minus -2 times 3. Now this one is 0. So 0 multiplied by anything is 0, so I'm just going to go ahead and put 0. And on this one, it's going to be -1, okay, multiplied by the determinant of this. 2 times -2 and then it's going to be minus -1 times 4. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it here just so you can see it. Okay? So this would be 1 times -1 times -3 is +1. So it is, positive 3 minus -2 times 3 is -6, so +6 minus 0, and then -1 and positive makes a -1 times 2 times -2 is -4, and -1 times 4 is -4 minus would give me a +4. Okay, so this would be 1, 3 plus 6 is 9, minus 0, -4 plus 4 is 0, so times -1 is also 0, which means my answer is 9. So my determinant using expansion by numbers is 9. So we're going to do this again, but we're going to try the other method, okay? It's called diagonals. When we're dealing with diagonals, and let me get the book out, it's on page 196. So if you go into page 196 in your book, it shows you the steps of the diagonals. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the first 2 rows and you're going to attach it to the end. So, I'm sorry, first 2 columns. So I have 1, 2, 4, 0, -1, -2. Right? So 1, 2, 4, 0, -1, -2. And we're going to take it by diagonals. I apologize, I have to use my book. So I'm going to take the very first diagonal that has 3 in it. Okay, so this one only has 1 in the diagonal, this only has 2. So this is my very first one right here. Okay, and I'm going to multiply all those together. So I'm going to do 1 times -1 times -3. Okay, and just like, if you look in the book, hopefully you have it out, just like the expansion by minors, we're going to take turns. These ones, these diagonals, you're going to go both ways. You're going to go this way and you're going to add them all, and then you're going to go this way and you're going to subtract them all. Okay, so this one is 0 times 3 times 4, so you know automatically we're going to add this one. Because there's a 0, this is only 0, because anything times 0 is 0. And then our final one is right here, and again we're adding, and it's going to be -1 times 2 times -2. Now, before we do the math, we're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to go the opposite way. So I'm going to find my first 3, which is right here, okay, and I'm going to subtract it. So I have 0 times 2 times -3, and I'm going to do it again here. Again, I'm subtracting now because I'm going the other way. So 1 times 3 times -2, and our final one is right here, which is -4 times -1 times -1. Okay, and again, this is the method I prefer, just because there's a lot less, it minimizes the mistake, because you're only dealing with you're only dealing with diagonals as opposed to the minors. But it's up to you. Again, we're going to multiply these out. 1 times -1 is -1 times -3 is +3, plus 0 plus -1 times 2 times -2. Negative is positive. So you have +2 times 2 is 4. So +4. This is 0, negative, right? 0 times anything is 0. We have 1 times 3 times -2. 1 times 3 is 3 times -2 is -6. But that subtraction is a negative also. So a negative and a negative gives us a +6. This is 4 times -1, which is -4. times another negative 1, which makes it positive 4, but this negative again brings it back, so we're back to negative 4. And now we just do the math. And remember, do the math from left to right, according to order of operations. So 3 plus 4 is 7, okay, minus 0 plus 6 minus 4. 7 plus 6, right, is 13 minus 4. Is that right? Yes, 13 minus 4 equals 9. So we got 9 on this one, 9. It gives you the same thing that you need. So you choose which method you would like. Now it says in the book to do it, I think, by diagonals or expansion by minors. It doesn't matter. You choose which one, and that's the one that you're going to use to solve page 198, number 6. So either use diagonals or expansion by numbers, page 198, number 6.